Part A, questions 1 to 10. Niagara Falls. Niagara Falls, one of the most famous North American natural wonders, has long been a popular tourist destination. Tourists today flock to see the two falls that actually constitute Niagara Falls, the 173-foot-high Horseshoe Falls on the Canadian side of the Niagara River in the Canadian province of Ontario, and the 182-foot-high American Falls on the U.S. side of the river in the state of New York. Approximately 85% of the water that goes over the falls actually goes over Horseshoe Falls, with the rest going over American Falls. Most visitors come between April and October, and it is quite a popular activity to take a steamer out onto the river and right up to the base of the falls for a close-up view. It is also possible to get a spectacular view of the falls from the strategic locations along the Niagara River, such as Prospect Point of Table Rock, or from one of the 4 observation towers which have heights up to 500 feet. Tourists have been visiting Niagara Falls in large numbers since the 1800s. Annual visitation now averages above 10 million visitors per year. Because of concern that all these tourists would inadvertently destroy the natural beauty of the scenic wonder, the state of New York in 1885 created Niagara Falls Park in order to protect the land surrounding American Falls. A year later, Canada created Queen Victoria Park on the Canadian side of the Niagara, around Horseshoe Falls. With the area surrounding the falls under the jurisdiction of government agencies, appropriate steps could be taken to preserve the pristine beauty of the area. Part B, questions 11 to 19. Pepper. What is commonly called pepper in reality comes from 2 very different families of plants. Black and white pepper both come from the fruit of the Piper nigrum, a vine with fruits called peppercorns. The peppercorns turn from green to red as they ripen and finally blacken as they dry out. The dried out peppercorns are ground to obtain black pepper. White pepper, which has a more subtle flavor than black pepper, comes from the same peppercorns as black pepper. To obtain white pepper, the outer hull of the peppercorn, the pericarp, is removed before the peppercorn is ground. Red and green peppers, on the other hand, come from a completely different family from black and white pepper. Red and green peppers are from the genus Capsicum. Plants of this type generally have tiny white flowers and fruit which can be any one of a number of colors, shapes, and sizes. These peppers range in flavor from very mild and sweet to the most incredibly burning taste imaginable. Bell peppers are the most mild, while habaneros are the most burning. Christopher Columbus is responsible for the present-day confusion over what a pepper is. The Piper nigrum variety of pepper was highly valued for centuries, and high demand for pepper by Europeans was a major cause of the 15th century push to locate ocean routes to the spice-growing regions of Asia. When Columbus arrived in the New World in 1492, he was particularly interested in finding black pepper because of the high price that it would command in Europe. Columbus came across plants from the capsicum family in use among the people of the New World, and he incorrectly identified them as relatives of black pepper. Columbus introduced the spicy capsicum chili peppers to Europeans on his return from the 1492 voyage, and traders later spread them to Asia and Africa. These capsicum peppers have continued to be called peppers in spite of the fact that they are not related to the black and white pepper of the Piper nigrum family. Part C, questions 20 to 31. Astronauts. Just 2 months after the flight of Apollo 10, the Apollo 11 astronauts made their historic landing on the surface of the Moon. This momentous trip for humanity also provided scientists with an abundance of material for study. From rock and soil samples brought back from the Moon, scientists have been able to determine much about the composition of the Moon, as well as to draw inferences about the development of the Moon from its composition. Underscore 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 the moon soil that came back on Apollo 11 contains small bits of rock and glass which were probably ground from larger rocks when meteors impacted with the surface of the moon. The bits of glass are spherical in shape and constitute approximately half of the moon soil. Scientists found no trace of animal or plant life in this soil. Underscore 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 in addition to the moon soil, astronauts gathered two basic types of rocks from the surface of the moon, basalt and breccia. Basalt is a cooled and hardened volcanic lava common to the Earth. Since basalt is formed under extremely high temperatures, the presence of this type of rock is an indication that the temperature of the moon was once extremely hot. Breccia, the other kind of rock brought back by the astronauts, was formed during the impact of falling objects on the surface of the moon. This second type of rock consists of small pieces of rock compressed together by the force of impact. Gases such as hydrogen and helium were found in some of the rocks, and scientists believe that these gases were carried to the moon by the solar wind, the streams of gases that are constantly emitted by the sun. Part D questions 32 to 40 jeans. Today, the most universally known style of trousers for both men and women is jeans. These trousers are worn throughout the world on a variety of occasions and in diverse situations. Also called levis or denims. Jeans have an interesting history, one that is intermixed with the derivations of the line words jeans, denims, and levis. The word jeans is derived from the name of the place where a similar style of pants developed. In the 16th century, sailors from Genoa, Italy, wore a rather unique type of cotton trousers. In the French language, the word for the city of Genoa and for the people from that city is jeans. This name became attached to the specific style of pants worn by the sailors from this city and developed into the word leans that today describes the descendants of the Genovese sailors' cotton pants. 10. Similar to the word jeans, the word denim is also derived from a place name. In the 17th century, French tailors began making trousers out of a specialized type of cloth that was developed in the city of Nîmes, France, and was known as serge de Nîmes. This name for the cloth underwent some transformations, and it eventually developed into today's denim, the material from which jeans are made and an alternate name for these popular pants. 15. The word levis came from the name of a person rather than a place. In the 19th century, immigrant Levi Strauss came to America and tried his hand at selling heavy canvas to miners taking part in the hunt for gold in Northern California. Strauss intended for this canvas to be used by miners to make heavy-duty tents. This first endeavor was a failure. But Strauss later found success when he used the heavy canvas to make indestructible pants for the miners. Levi then switched the fabric from 20 brown canvas to blue denim, creating a style of pants that long outlived him and today is referred to by his name. A modern-day urban shopper out to buy some levis is searching for a close relative of the product that Strauss had developed.